I know I'm doing a lot in a row, but I figured I may as well try. Maybe spread them out one each day, well, all on the same day. Yeah. So the topic for this video is going to be the upcoming Disney film called Frozen. For those who don't know, Frozen will be their take on the tale of the Snow Queen. When I was younger, and taking art classes, I had a teacher, and she showed me this 1970s Russian cartoon of the Snow Queen, and it was my first introduction to the fairy tale, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the animation, I loved the story, I loved the characters. It was all so amazing to me, and I wanted to watch it over and over and over again. And when the internet, started coming alive, and I had access to it on YouTube, I would find myself watching it again. So when I first heard that Disney was going to make their own adaptation of this classic story, I was pumped! Because, it's Disney! How badly can they screw it up? Looking back, we can see they have tweaked some stories, but mostly for the better. To make more entertaining stories, and to prevent some unhappy endings. This is understandable, but the Snow Queen, already has a happy ending. And one of the best parts about that ending is because the main character, this little girl, gets it all on her own. She does everything by herself. She gets some help from like animal creatures and the spirits and forests and stuff, but mostly it's herself. She's the one who goes out to find her best friend. She defeats enemies. She does not give up. Yeah, she cries. Yeah, she asks for help. But that's what makes her such a good person. She's not like this overachieving egomaniac. She's a humble person who just wants to get her friend back. And I was really looking forward to this wonderful, wonderful message about feminism. I hope I didn't scare anyone off with that word. But then the details for Frozen came out. First off, the title. Instead of just calling it a Snow Queen, we have Frozen. This was much like Tangled's move, where instead of calling it Rapunzel, they thought, well, if we call it Tangled, maybe it'll get guys interested. It's still a movie about a princess, If a guy isn't going to see it based on that, the title isn't going to do much. You never heard the old message, don't judge a book by its cover? That's what people do already. So the title already just kind of threw me off, but, what is it? So I waited for more information, and I got steadily more disappointed. The story's been changed completely. Instead of the main character trying to go off and find her best friend, she finds out her village or something is attacked, and she has to go and stop this woman, who turns out to be her sister. Now, I admit that has potential. It depends, though. What I mean is, and again, I'm using Tangled. This time in a good way. Tangled showed the power of abuse. And not physical abuse, but verbal abuse. Years and years and years of verbal abuse from Mother Gothel to Rapunzel. Oh my god, it was showed so well and so realistically too. This was a villain you could see walking down the street, kind of like Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is a real person. People actually talk like this. People actually treat their children like this. And it showed you don't have to stay with them. It's not your fault. It's their fault. They're the bad people. And if Frozen could go that same way, if they could show that some people, even your flesh and blood, don't deserve redemption for the things they've done to you, I would be very proud of that. But who knows at this point? Another difficult thing is kind of like the obvious Disney angles they're going with. She has a guy who's obviously going to be her love interest. They're obviously going to fight. They're obviously going to bond through this journey. We've seen too much of that. We've seen too much of the fighting. We've seen too much of the begrudgingly get along kind of thing. And then we've got that really annoying looking snowman who comes to life. I thought we kind of did the animal mystical sidekick thing to death already. So yeah, I have a lot of reservations about this movie. But the one thing that is in my own bias is keeping me kind of uplifted about this. It's Idina Menzel. For those who don't know, she is this wonderful, famous Broadway musical mistress. Her voice, mm, she could redeem this movie. I want to say she wouldn't be in something crappy, but she's been in Glee, so again, this is a lot to say about a movie that hasn't even had a trailer come out yet. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. And hopefully I can be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong, and that this movie will exceed my expectations. Also, kinda sucks that we have another white princess.